Yes, we are live. Okay.
Yay!
All right.
So what's new? Are you still recuperating from running 50 miles?
You know, I'm back. I'm recuperated now. It took about 2 weeks. I didn't think it would take that long, but it took a while. Like I could tell from my heart rate and heart rate variability and just I was ravenously hungry and super tired for like a week and a half after the 50-mile run. But now I'm pretty much back to normal. Like I just finished my run earlier and I feel pretty good, not super ravenously hungry anymore. But yeah, training for the 100-miler now, starting the build. So
I remember last week you were saying that you weren't sure you were going to do it.
yeah, I'm pretty much doing it at this point. So
yeah, it's interesting. I mean, you know, when I ran my first marathon, it was, you know, I got done and I actually felt pretty good. So I didn't have so much of the, gee, I don't know if I want to do this again. But yeah, it took me a couple of days where I was like, well, I'm not doing it anytime soon. And so I can imagine on the 50-miler, you're going, you get done and you're like, I'm never doing that again.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's something also, it's like, you can't even really train up to, like when you're training for a marathon, you know, you can run like 20-mile runs. Like that's pretty much. And I've run some like, you know, 25 or 26-mile runs training for a marathon. But for a 50-miler, pretty much the max run that you're going to run is like 30 miles. And so that's a little bit over halfway, right? I mean, that's 3/5 of the way. So you really can't do more than that, because if you do more than around 30 miles, like you're going to basically, you know, put yourself in such, you're going to beat down your body so much that it's going to take too long to recover. So you can't really train that. So what you have to do is train back to back. So I do runs where I do like a 30-mile run on Saturday, and then the next day do a 15-mile run and do it fast. And so, yeah, so that's kind of what, you know, you're just unprepared. So when you finish, you know, at least when I finished the 50-miler, it was just like, I mean, it was a big fucking slap to the to the face, because it was nothing that I had prepared for, right? At least mentally. Like physically, yes, but mentally, no. So
right. Yeah, well, congrats again.
Yeah,
I mean,
thanks.
Cool stuff.
Stuff, man.
Yep. Manny, you're alive.
I was last week too.
Yeah. You just weren't here when we started, so.
That's right. I was late.
Are you in a different place?
No, just different room in the.
Different lighting.
Different room, different lighting, I guess.
They transferred him to a different interrogation room.
Different cell. Different cell.
Yeah.
Different basement.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
What's going on? Who's running ads?
I still don't have my ads up. I mean, I've got the basic
Slacker
ones, but I know I've been busy. I've been so busy trying to get like all this shit done. But the good thing is things are growing like crazy. But YouTube is like ridiculously up. Like subscribers are up, views are up. Like my watch time is up 63% in the last 28 days.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So views are up like 27%. So I'm attributing it to a couple of things. I think one of them is I've become the master of clickbait. And what I found out with
all hail the master.
Yes. What I found out with the whole clickbait thing is, which is kind of surprising, is that a lot of the best clickbait is when I say something about myself, you know, like I did when I quit, I'm giving up, and then everyone clicks that thing, or, you know, so so that's working. And then I think also the new video editor, Mike, I think he's doing such a good job of really making, like, because he spends a lot of time on each video, like making it really smooth. And so I think he's ended up increasing the watch time, because he's taking out so much of the dead space in there and just making the whole thing look like a really, really smooth talk. So I believe that's helping a lot as well. So
That's great.
Yeah. So yeah, membership is growing crazy, in response to it. Like I've got 644 members now, Bulldog Mindset.
Wow.
So
nice.
Yeah.
So that mostly
So
it correlates with the traffic. You get more traffic, you get more subscribers.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. I'm just
Well, also what I'm doing now is I'm pretty much pitching the membership in every single YouTube video I do. So I was watching like a lot of guys that were doing this on YouTube. Like Meet Kevin is doing this quite a bit, mentioning his courses or mentioning his offer every single time. And so I just find some way like in the middle of talking just to say, hey, by the way, if you want to, one of the things that like really inspired me to run my 50-mile race is the Strava group that we have in the Bulldog Mindset membership. So, go click down below, get in for the first month for $7. It's
nice.
It's a hell of a deal.
Yeah.
And I just like work it in so that I'm not really doing like a hard pitch. Well, I am, but it's like worked into the thing. And then I do it in every single video now. And it seems to work really well because I pick up, at least a few people every time that I do a video. So
yeah,
it'd be good to have some sort of a UTM link for each video to know exactly what's going on.
The only problem is I was trying to like figure out the tracking on that, and I actually had a task to figure out the tracking, but I don't send people directly to the shopping cart page. I send them to a sales page. And so if you put a UTM param on there, you can see who clicked the sales page, but you're not really going to know who bought, like what the actual source was from it, unless you create different sales pages for every single traffic source, which becomes a pain. There might be a way to like make it follow through, I think, with Google Analytics where you can pass it on somehow, but I don't know. I suppose what I need to do is maybe hire someone to look at that, and then someone who's a Google Analytics
or just
expert.
collect the sales page clicks data, because that's usually a pretty good indicator of number of buys too, in the sense if you know your conversions.
Yeah, you can have an idea of
10, you can get a rough estimate. You're not gonna get precision numbers, but you're gonna get a pretty good. If one video is generating hundreds clicks and one video is generating 10 clicks, you know what's going on.
Yeah, I think what I'd like to do is basically come up with, all right, these are the things I want to know, like the metrics. So it could be, I want to be able to have a report that I can run, that I can see what videos generated the most clicks and sales if I could, right? So I want that, and then whatever else. What else do I want? I want to know what sources generate the most, like email opt-ins, or I could come up with a list of these things, and then I could hire someone on Upwork who's a Google Analytics expert and say, okay, this is what I want. Like let's just take that one. Like that'd be a simple task, is just say, I just want you to generate me a report that accurately shows me for every YouTube video how many people click and how many people buy.
Right.
Because then I could just pull up that report, or I can have it emailed to me every Friday, and then I can see, okay, these are the effective videos. This is how effective my video campaigns are working on YouTube, right? Making something simple and scoped like that, I think works. Because at first, when I first started trying to do analytics for Bulldog Mindset, I wanted this huge dashboard with all these different things, and it was too ambitious of a goal. But something like that, I think, is a well enough defined task that someone could do that, and that would be highly valuable information for me. So in fact, I'm going to just put that right on my list here.
Are you running a promotion this week?
We're doing Gregory's
blockchain.
Yeah. Yep.
DApp University.
Yep. So
How's
we're
that
putting,
going?
I don't know yet, because we're putting them into his funnel. So I won't know for like probably a few days or a week. But last time,
The webinar funnel?
Yeah, the sideways sales letter, basically the Jeff Walker launch from this. So so we'll see. But last time when I tested it with Josh, I had we split it. So 50% were direct sales pitches and 50% were into Gregory's funnel, and the one in Gregory's funnel did better. So
how many emails did you guys send this time around? Or how many clicks did you send?
Like from this campaign so far?
Yeah. Or how long is that campaign?
Let me see. It should be ending soon here. Okay. I've got 3 emails so far. I think 3 is what we're doing for this one. And looks like 385 clicks on the first one, 277 on the second one, 57 on the third one. That just went out today. Right. So yeah, so I'm guessing that we'll probably do like 1,100, 1,200 clicks total.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if there's an urgency in there because we're not really like offering anything, right? It's like it's a free training for like there'll be urgency on his end, but
yeah.
Yeah. So if he gets 50% conversion on his end on the opt-in page, he's gonna get 600. 600 warnings. Converts.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it could potentially be something like, I could see anywhere between 30 to 60 sales.
5% to 10% of the email list.
Yeah, of the people that specifically came in through that. So
how much is the product? $500?
$500, yep. So
yeah, that'll be pretty good if they can get that.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad at all.
Yep. He's selling it for $5,500.
No, $500.
$500.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, my brain just kind of caught up, and I was like, wait, did he? Makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, we'll see on that. I think I'm gonna I think I'm only gonna run the promotions every other week, just twice a month. I think that's better. So I have to plan out. I need to really plan out a July 4th promotion and do my own stuff. Just put it on sale there. I think that's.
So we're still on schedule for next week's promotion.
Do we have a promotion next week?
That's what we talked about.
Let me see. I don't think I have it on my calendar. Oh wait, yeah, we do. Yep, June 24th. Okay, yep. So we're on track.
If you want to space it out and you feel like you're getting too many promotions, that's fine too.
No, I think that's fine, because otherwise we'd have to push it to where, like, I don't want to. June 24th. Otherwise, because the week after I want to do a 4th of July one. So
that will be 2 weeks after.
That would be a 4th of July sale on your stuff?
Yeah.
That'll be 2 weeks after this one.
No, it actually turns out to be 1 week after. Because it'll be July 1st is 1 week after. So that if you look at it, it'll be that weekend, right? It'll be 4th of July weekend. So yeah.
I see. Okay. All right. Well, the emails are almost ready, so you'll get them before the end of the weekend.
Okay. Just have you met Tim yet? Because he's the one who's going to be running it. So let me. Did I send you an intro to Tim or not?
No.
Let me do this from the Simple Programmer account. Okay. Okay. Okay, just send the email, so should be good.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Starting it on Wednesday, right?
Yep. Wednesday. Yep.
So your 4th of July promotion,
Mm.
is that going out the week leading into the 4th?
I think that probably the best time to do a 4th of July sale is probably starting on the Friday, right? Like
So the
do
3rd?
Friday, Saturday,
Well,
Sunday, Monday.
well, when is the 4th?
It's
on,
a Saturday.
Yeah.
It's on a Saturday. It's in a couple weeks.
Yeah, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday probably is the best time to do it, I would think.
Because I was hoping to convince you to do a promo for me that the week after the 4th.
What you got?
Yeah, what do you got?
What was that?
What are you promoting?
So I got inspired by the One Funnel Away challenge, and I was like, okay, I get people asking me all the time, how do I keep up or level up on JavaScript? And so I started looking around to see what was out there for folks. And I ran across, and I've read these books before, but the Kyle Simpson You Don't Know JS Yet books, which are huge in the JavaScript community. And so I emailed Kyle on Wednesday, and we talked on Thursday, and we're going to run a challenge probably starting on the 13th of July. And it's going to be a 4-week challenge. We're going to have exercises for people to go through. We're going to give them worksheets. We're going to have video training and live Q&A each week with Kyle, and probably another live Q&A each week with me. And so we're going to do this challenge. He's going to promote it to his list. I'm working on Front-End Masters because he's done a lot of training with them, and that's how people know him, to see if they'll promote it to their list. And then I'll promote it to my list. And it's going to be a $200 challenge. And we're just going to basically level people up on JavaScript. And Kyle is extremely well known and extremely popular in the JavaScript space. So I'm assuming that we're going to have sales that easily surpass what we did on the remote conference. So anyway, so I was hoping to get a little bit of a bump from you and from some of the other folks out there who are in the JavaScript space to, help sell these. And I'm going to do a similar affiliate deal to what we did last time.
What's the pricing, and then when is the actual event?
So the actual event is going to run from the 13th of July through mid-August for 4 weeks. I didn't really look up the end date. And the price is going to be $197 per person.
Yeah, that might be tough to do with the timing of everything.
If I slide it back a week, is that easier?
Then I think it's doable. I'm not sure if we'll convert well enough, though. That's the only thing.
What did the clever programmer guys say about the last Java promotion?
They said that they basically did not have as much, didn't have a deadline counter or any as much urgency, and they didn't have testimonials on the page. So maybe that was the difference between the campaign. But my total commissions came to like $972. So pretty much a failure. So I'm pretty much not going to promote clever programmer stuff anymore. So
yeah, it was. I just out of curiosity, I clicked onto the sales page. And it's a really slow loading sales page because they got like these giant ass images on it, and not only that, there are dates on it for December and January of like December 2019 and January 2020 module. This module goes live
I see. Yeah,
December this, and this module goes live on January this, and anyone who's looking at it is thinking, what the hell is, like, why are we talking about December right now? So that I don't think that has anything to do with it. We've tested so many times now. We've done with and without. It didn't matter shit.
With them, without what?
With the deadline timer.
Oh.
On the sales page, like as long as it's in the email and it's conveyed in the email, the sales page deadline doesn't really convey. I mean, it does add a little bit, but not life-changing.
Yeah. Well, I think.
Do you think it's because Java people are not caring about Java, or it's just because it's bad attribution?
I mean, maybe it's also hammering the list, but I do think that it is a lot, just the sales page and the offer. So
you think it was a problem on their end? It just didn't convert once it got there.
Yeah, maybe there wasn't enough urgency too. I need to actually email Tim and tell him to make sure that he adds more urgency to the to treat the affiliate deals as if they were product launches.
Yeah. The other thing I noticed is when I went to that sales page, after that I got retargeted for a completely different offer from these guys.
Which that should be good. It should be, see, that's the attribution should still go to me in that case. At least
fine,
that's what.
But the retargeting sucks. If you're gonna like, if I'm going to one product and you're gonna retarget me with another product, your funnel is broken.
Yeah, it should retarget the same one. So
he was basically pitching me on the profitable programmer thing while I went to the JavaScript sales page, and here he is talking about Python.
Yeah, I think I'm just done with promoting.
I think I just get the feeling that it's very disorganized from as an outsider perspective. I feel like
that's the problem. That's the problem. Is like everything is just a mess dealing with them. You know, like it's just a mess all the time. Like it's like last minute stuff. It's like I have to constantly text and it's not, so yeah, it's not worth the hassle for the money. So
that's too bad, because it sounds like it's an opportunity that could work out if they had all their ducks in a row.
Yeah. But I'll find better ones in general that work. So
Yep, good deal. Anyway, I'll follow up with you and we'll see if we can work out an arrangement for the Kyle Simpson thing.
Yeah, let's see if we can figure something out.
Yeah, and then I'm just working through the rest of this stuff with the funnels. I'm a little behind because it took me a full day. I thought it would take me a couple hours to get the sales page together. It took me a full day to get it all figured out.
Oh yeah, especially if it's your first time.
Yeah, it was my first time. Yeah, so I don't feel bad about it, but I'm a little frustrated because I don't like being behind. So
first time sales page, no matter what software you're using, you're gonna get stuck trying to figure out simple things.
Well, and like a lot of the technical, like arranging the page and things like that. I mean, I had a template to work off of, so that wasn't terrible. But what really threw me off was just getting all of the copy written and then going back over it and making sure that it, it flowed well and that they all made sense right, because I'm throwing in some bonuses, doing what they're telling me to do on the challenge.
Well, let me tell you this. I thought it was the technical part that took you one day and that made you feel bad. But if writing a sales page, it actually does not take one day. It takes
there was a lot of stuff to write.
Right. It takes more like 15 days or 20 days. Sales page cannot be written in a day. So I would not feel bad about that at all. Sales page takes a lot more than
a few hours. And I'm sure there's stuff to refine on it too, but
yeah, copywriting is not You can probably go to that copy for the next 15 days and keep on making it a better sales page and a better.
Oh, I'm sure.
Then you'll still not be. That is the highest leverage point, to be honest. In your sales process, the copy is the highest leverage point.
Yeah. I just want to get it up and see how it does. I'm going to run a promo on my list next week to get people onto there. And then the week after that, I'm planning on doing the promo for the You Don't Know JS Yet challenge with Kyle. And I'm talking
What's the sales page for then?
The sales page is for the videos from JS Remote Conf.
Oh, okay. That should be an easier sales page.
Yeah. So yeah, I had already done some of the copywriting just on the conference page. So really, it was just filling in a lot of the details that I already had. Yeah. So that wasn't as hard. But it does have an upsell for the challenge, and that upsell page took me a little bit of time to write too. So
that's
I'm learning, and yeah, I feel like at the end of the day, I'll have a much better idea of what all this takes. I'll have a much better idea of how to put this stuff together, and then I can go and I can do these kinds of promos for my stuff. I can also do it for. I'd like to put like a funnel together for, we talked about affiliate stuff for yours. For your, I'm looking at doing productivity first because I have a lot of stuff together already that I can give people to get them in the funnel. Okay. And then I'm also looking at doing one for like Interview Cake. Doing one for I've got affiliates on a few other things. Go look at some of Wes Boss's courses and see if I could do it for that. But yeah, just kind of get some of that stuff together, because if I can get a consistent pipeline of income together out of the email list, I think I'm going to be in pretty good shape. I'm also working the sponsorships, and I'm going to be doing some of this stuff for sponsors as well. So, because if I can get them with a funnel set up, and then it's like, look, just keep buying ads and it'll keep, feeding the funnel, then, we'll send an email out periodically about your stuff. Then, they can get the ROI that'll keep them purchasing. And that's easier on me than, trying to convince them that they're getting the ROI just off the ads. Because what I'm finding is most of these companies, they have this idea in their heads, and it's stupid, that they can run an ad once or twice. People will come to their homepage, and then they're just going to automatically want to buy.
Right.
And it just doesn't work. Unless it's just an obvious sell, right? If it's an obvious, oh, yes, I definitely need that. But none of these products are those. So.
Yeah, you have to teach them marketing, but that's the problem.
Yep. But if I'm going to teach them marketing, I need to be proficient at marketing. So I don't have to be an expert. I just have to be better than they are and be able to get them the ROI they want.
Yeah, you just need to let them know about the marketing is a game of repetition, and it takes 7 repetitions to get anyone to buy. So be prepared to at least sponsor 7 shows if you want to get any kind of ROI.
Yep, that's pretty much the deal. So it's funny because I talk to people who are like really deep into marketing and have studied it, and they're all going, yeah, if I sponsored a podcast, I'd sponsor for like 6 months, right? To get the repetitions I need. And then I talk to these people who get hired into marketing positions at the tech startups, and they have no freaking clue. And so I don't know where the training breakdown is, but yeah, I'm finding that I have to educate some of these folks in order to get them to pull through. And they cycle through marketing people like crazy. A lot of these will cycle through a marketing person or 2 a year because what they're doing is not working. So then they go and they try somebody else. So anyway, and I'm not really complaining about them. It's just the reality of where I'm at. So
yeah.
And I want the repeat customers. I'm finding that is a nice place to be. So if I want the repeat customers, then I've got to be able to get them the ROI. But a lot of times they don't want to make the investment in what they have to invest in order to get the ROI. So anyway, but I'm going to be working up some of that training and stuff that I can just hand to them over the next week.
Yeah.
And then I'll, if you sign up for a sponsorship, then I'll just give you the training, right? And if not, then like if you're selling, the example I keep giving is keto cookies, right? If you're selling keto cookies, probably don't want to advertise on a software podcast, but you can buy the course then, right?
What do you mean? I'm not sure if I'm following the
walkthrough. So I'm just going to have a walkthrough on how to do podcast sponsorship properly. If you sponsor a devchat.tv show, you get that for free.
Right. Oh, I see. That makes sense. Yeah.
If you're selling keto cookies, you're not going to sponsor on a software show because that's silly.
Right.
So you can buy the course if you're in that space.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. What about you, Manny? What's new?
What's brewing in Manny's land?
Nothing new. I am just improving some of my backend stuff, cleaning it out so that I can work my way through ads starting July. So it's just a bunch of different email funnels and campaigns in the backend that I'm automating everything to the max that I can, so that then all I need to do is send traffic to it and figure out what's, see how to basically I'm just holding on to sending, like, buying traffic and sending traffic right now, because I know that my funnels are kind of leaky. So I'm just building out the backend email automations to ensure that it all works according to the plan. So that's what I'm working towards. It's way longer than I anticipated it to be. Any kind of automation and email marketing, it really, I don't know why. I just love to spend time on it.
Yeah.
So some days I just feel like I wish I didn't have to do all this automation and my life was simpler. Oh yeah, for the promotion next week, how many emails?
How many emails do we want to send?
Mm-hmm.
I think probably, like, let's say 5 emails.
You just pulled that number out. All right.
Yeah. Well, what I'm trying to do is trying to figure out how many, like, I've been hammering the list pretty hard, so I don't want to hit. I think last time we hit 7, right? Or no, we did 10 last time, right?
We did 10 last time.
Yeah. So I would say 5 emails, maybe 6 emails. We could do, on the last day, do a few.
Okay, so it starts on Wednesday, and are you gonna end it on Friday or Sunday?
We can end it on, let's see, Wednesday, Thursday. Let's do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Let's end it on Friday.
3 days. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
All right. 6 emails it is then.
Yep. Yeah.
By the way, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Well, I was going to change the topic, so.
Oh, yeah.
What else do we have to talk about other than business?
Yeah, I'm curious though, just before we do change topics though. So are you just going to send an email out every day and then kind of do the, hey, it's going away, at the end? Is that generally how you structure those, John?
I think that's the best way. If you've got
days, it's going to be what, 2 emails, morning, evening, every day?
I think it'd be more effective to do like 2 emails on the first day, like 1 email on the second day, and then 3 emails on the last day.
All right.
But either way, it's not going to matter too much.
Probably, yeah, it probably won't matter as much.
Like your best shots are the urgency ones at the end where things are closing. That's all, because you have the greatest amount of urgency. And so if you have a certain number of emails to work with, you want to allocate a good number of them towards that. At least that's
right. You warm them up with the first few, hopefully pique some interest, get some clicks, but then you remind them with the later ones that, oh yeah, you really did want this, but it's going away.
Right.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. All right. What are you going to talk about, Chuck?
Well, I've had ups and downs with this show. It tends to, for whatever reason, be one of the easier shows for me to get sponsors on, so I don't want to just give up on it. But I have basically most of the hosts on that show quitting again.
Okay.
And it's down to the stuff that happened back in October, November, right?
Is it my fault, Chuck? Are they quitting because I'm an asshole?
No, they're quitting because I won't apologize for you being an asshole.
Oh, I see.
So yeah, all those videos, I take responsibility. I take responsibility for the crap that I do, right?
Yeah.
And so to that extent, yeah, I'm responsible for not apologizing for John. I don't take any responsibility for his actions, but this is a consequence of that, right? Whether it's right or wrong. But yeah, down to that, yeah. So they're leaving. Essentially, what happened was one of the hosts stepped up and he basically said, "Look, I'll take a lot of this stuff off your shoulders. I'll reach out and get guests and line things up." So he started reaching out to people to get guests, and a bunch of them told him no and told him why. And it was down to, and some of the stuff that he told me, I'm like, no, I never did that. And I never said that, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Anyway, so at the end of the day, John is obviously a bad, horrible person. And so I have to apologize for being friends with him. And so anyway, but the issue is that, yeah, so I've got to find hosts again. I don't particularly want to be an expert in React Native, right? I would like to be an expert in running a podcast network. So
I got a guy. I think one of my coaching clients might be interested.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Let me,
if he's getting coaching from you, he probably doesn't have a problem with us being friends. So,
right, exactly.
I mean, that's a little bit of a logical leap, maybe, but no, I'm just kidding.
All right, I'll make an email Dennis about React podcast. Okay.
Yeah, but I've also today one of the things I need to get done is I need to go through the submissions for iOS Remote Conf and React Native Remote Conf, and so I'll probably also just talk to any of the people I select as speakers and say, hey, are you interested at all in being a host on the show?
Right.
And so I can fill some of those spots there, but it's just frustrating. But yeah, it was interesting. My wife and I were watching Les Miserables last night. The movie with Hugh Jackman in it.
Oh yeah.
And it's interesting because they let Hugh Jackman out of jail and they give him his parole papers that he has to show everybody when he goes around. And I'm like, oh, I know how that feels, right?
Yeah.
You're a criminal everywhere you go.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah. Well, yeah, hopefully that'll yeah. I don't think it'll be hard for you to find, hosts.
I don't think so either.
It's like it's a pretty popular topic, so.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, just working through some of that stuff and getting it figured out, but anyway, so yeah, it's been rather frustrating. And it's a setback, but it's interesting because when this stuff happened before, I'd get all kinds of depressed and stuff, and now I'm just like, well,
yeah,
got another thing to manage. So
Well, you'll be more robust overall, right? More anti-fragile because pretty much nothing is going to be able to shake you up. Like you'll have hosts that are not going to leave for stupid reasons. So no one will be able to really threaten you. Whereas before you're kind of in a weaker position because all your panel could basically say they're going to quit and then put you in a bind. But now, you'll be getting to a more robust spot where that's not possible. So I think that's good.
Yep. So, so there's that. And then, just continuing to build what I'm building. So, yeah. But it is related to business. The real issue for me is just it's another thing that takes focus off of the other stuff that I'm trying to do that actually moves us forward. This is me trying to not slide backward too far on this, right?
Yeah.
And that just sucks. So
yeah.
But there you go. That's kind of the deal. So anyway.
I haven't made a lot of progress on the ad stuff yet. Hopefully I can get some time to finish that stuff up and get some ads running, but
yeah, so I guess that's another thing that I'm wondering about. And the week of One Funnel Away is traffic, and so I'm assuming they're going to talk about ads. I mean, they're talking about content a bunch, but I think they're also going to talk about ads, or have talked about ads since this is the last week and it's Friday. But yeah, I'm a little curious, so what is the approach to ads that you're taking, and what's the outcome you're hoping to get?
So like the plan, at least with this system I'm looking at, is to create basically one evergreen ad that converts. And it involves really just creating an ad that you're going to use really good copy to take people from all the way through the stages of problem awareness up until where you're even going to have the price in it, and you're going to have like a low level offer, right? A very cheap pricing with a high value to it. And then you have a video ad as well, where you're basically teaching something within the thing that you're selling them for that unbelievable offer. And then from there you have something in the back end that you're selling, right? That you're going to have at a higher ticket price. And so the idea is really just to run that ad and to try to get people to go convert directly from that ad. No email opt-in, none of the other hoops. And then eventually what you do is you create some other ads to assist it, like some branding ads that are sort of content ads to cold audiences. Right. And then you retarget those people to your funnel ad that's working, your everlasting ad. And so that's basically the plan. It's just come up with one good converting ad, right? So
well, that makes sense. And then I guess the plan from there is what? Rinse and repeat, create another good running ad, or continue to experiment on the one that you've got?
Well, I mean, the idea is like if you have one, then that you keep on running that ad, but you can create other marketing, other targeting, try other things that to be able to get different market segments and some longer ads, some shorter ads. So that's kind of the plan. So really what I want to do, I think at that point is just get to one good converting ad, and then potentially hire either an agency or a coach to help me to build out the other ads and to really like get a solid strategy that works.
I gotcha. Yep.
But the key
is just trying to gain enough proficiency to know what works and how it works, and then find somebody who can replicate it for you.
Exactly. Yep.
Well, if you can figure out how to convert cold audience profitably, then you can hand it out to other people and learn how to scale it. So first, you got to nail it. Then you can go hire people to scale it.
Yeah, that's the plan. So we'll see. I think I'm getting, I'm making some progress on it. So
Yeah. I think a lot of people mess it up by trying to go too early with agencies, etc., when they don't really have the offer dialed down for a cold audience.
yeah. And I had someone that was contacting me yesterday trying to get me to sign him on for, as an agency. And, it was just like, it's the same thing. It's like, I mean, he had a good strategy of doing so much, like lot of remarketing, taking like my Instagram video clips and basically running those as ads to a cold audience. And then like if someone watches like 3 of the Instagram videos, like 50% of the way through, then only then do we give them an actual pitch ad, which I think that makes sense. That's like a good strategy. But
Yeah.
I'm not gonna like, even though it makes sense, I'm not gonna pay him to do it and take that, that risk again of, of just blowing the money. So
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
always
that's
interesting to me because, you ran the other agency and it didn't really work out. But it seemed like you hired them because you didn't want to have the expertise. And now you're finding that understanding the expertise they have to have, that makes a ton more sense to me.
yeah, I think you either have to go like super high level where you're like, you know, uh, paying a really expensive ad agency, like maybe hiring Keith Cranston himself or his team, where they're gonna, make sure that they're doing all the things that need to be done in order to get the results, or you have to basically do it yourself,
Right.
and then you could hire
and
somebody.
hire them as your coaches.
Yeah, I think that makes the most sense because, like, again, like all the, like, even the guy I was talking to yesterday, 22-year-old kid, right? He's got like 5 clients and he's got a great strategy and his stuff makes sense, but it's just,
I mean,
I'll be paying him
once
to learn, right? Like to
basically,
take their, well, and I told him, I was like, look, you get 15 clients, right? Okay. uh you know and I'm not saying you're doing this, but let's say you don't really, like, you just run ads, right? You just try some stuff with the 15, right? And one of them out of the 15 does well and they make money, right? So you drop the other 14 clients, they've paid you money, right? And you didn't take any risk, but now you've got one profitable one, and so you just stick with that client. It's like you're just going to keep on like, if I'm an ad agency, that's what I'm doing, is I'm just picking up a bunch of clients, figuring out which ones actually make money. Like, maybe it doesn't even have anything to do with my skill level. It's just, their product, their offer is so good that I can have a shitty ad and a shitty ad campaign and I can still make money from it. And then, I just drop all the other clients that aren't
basically
profitable.
the agency world is so dangerous that it's not even worth hiring someone for free
Right.
when it comes to
Exactly.
running
Yeah.
ads, because they're still going to burn your money
Right.
and they're going to learn on your dime. So that's something Zach told me a long time ago. It's like, you shouldn't be hiring anyone cheap because they're probably going to be learning on your dime anyways. So
Yeah.
only
You might.
hire
Yeah.
the best or figure it out yourself.
Yeah. You might as well be learning on your dime.
Like
So.
the strategy the kid is talking about, that's just one of the many strategies. Once you start going deep into Facebook advertising, that's just a small bucket,
Yeah.
like small
Exactly.
drop in the bucket of ocean of figuring out what works. So someone who hasn't really done 50 100 different funnels and figured out the
Right.
nuances of those, they just don't know. They're going to try one thing that they know, or they are going through a ad course. They're going
Right.
through Ty
Exactly.
Lopez's ad course in the
Yeah.
background while they're doing the same freaking thing to you. And then if it doesn't work, they're like, oh well, too bad, you
Right.
spent your money.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Because there's no risk, right? For them, that's the problem. Is it's like,
Yeah.
there's no, like,
Even if they do it for free, there's no risk. It's just
Yeah.
all the risk is yours.
Yeah. So. Yeah. So
So
that's the
that was pretty
problem.
much.
But yeah. I'll get it figured out, get it working, you know, and if I can't get it working, then I'll hire a coach to help me to get it working, right? And
Yeah.
that's
The
the
key
way.
is to believe that you'll get it working, and then you just have to find the way.
Yeah.
And the key is to believe that you'll get it working, and the key is to also not believe that some magic, like some genius marketing agency from outside will do that for you.
Yeah.
You just have to do it. You can
And
get help
yeah.
from people,
And
but you
yeah.
driving it.
And I know at this point that I have a highly converting offer, right? So that's like that's, you know, with having a membership now with, you know, 600 and almost 50 members, clearly the offer converts. Clearly people want, you know, so that's always been a question that's always made me hesitate with the ads. It's like, do you know you have a solid offer? But I know I have a solid offer. There's no question about it. So
yeah, well, you know that the offer is converting because you're getting people to sign up.
yeah.
So
So
could it be
Well,
better?
do you know?
Maybe.
You know what's your
but
conversion rate?
huh?
You know your conversion rates?
I've last I checked from the email list, it was about 5%. So it's hard to tell
5%
now.
of
What's that?
5% of people who opt into your email list, or
Yeah.
who go to the sales page, or what?
To the email list is what I was
So your
looking
list
at.
is only 3,000 people.
No, what do you mean? My list is only 3,000 people.
600 people, right?
No, I've had over 1,000 conversions. Not everyone stays on forever.
5%. So your list is 20,000. How am I getting confused here? What's your list size?
It's almost 10,000 right now. Like,
wait,
I mean,
say that question again. What's your what?
List size.
Oh, list size. Okay.
Okay.
It sounded like you said something else, and I was like, wait, what?
Your dick size.
8.
Welcome to the 12-year-old programmers. I have a call in 20 minutes, by the way. So
Right. Yeah. Oh, so it's over 10%.
Well, I mean, not all of it comes from the list, right? So some of it's direct conversions through YouTube, and so I mean, it's hard to judge that conversion rate on there.
So
I could look
your
at
frontal, basically your lead, your quiz converts at 5%.
yeah.
Those others
So
are going directly to the sales page.
yeah. So I mean, here's one thing that I know, right? So just from what I'm seeing, right? If I just increase the YouTube traffic, I increase the sales by a lot. So one like profitable ad strategy, like the simplest profitable ad strategy, would be just to spend a lot of money sending people to YouTube videos just to gain subscriber, just gain viewers, right? Like, because I know that as long as my targeting is correct, as long as I'm reaching the right demographic, then I'll make more sales. Right now, will they be necessarily profitable sales in comparison to advertising? No, or not necessarily, right? Maybe they will be, but
Yeah.
even if I got like a 70% return on my ad spend, it would be worth it.
Yep.
So plus right now, I mean, my average lifetime value of customers is pretty high. I'll have to check in Stripe. I wonder if it makes sense to like not take PayPal payments and just do Stripe, just for the purpose of having really, really accurate reporting. You know what I mean? And to simplify things. Like, I wonder how much it would hurt the business by not having PayPal. Because I know there's a lot of people that only do Stripe. You know,
I'm not sure what the challenge is.
what do you mean? What the challenge is that
Stripe isn't available in all countries, for one.
Oh, okay. So that might be the yeah.
Well,
Because
what's the challenge?
Like, why do that? What's the problem?
Why shut down PayPal?
Yeah, the problem is that you're not getting all the reporting, right? Like Stripe has some really good reporting capabilities just within Stripe itself, but you're not seeing if some people are from PayPal, then you're not seeing you're only seeing a fraction of the
Well, you're probably
the
getting
data.
50% Stripe, 50% PayPal. That's usually my
I
case.
wouldn't count on it.
Oh yeah.
You can check.
No, that's definitely my case.
I mean, well, I'm doing a membership, so it's a little different. I think it's
and the audience is a little different too. But
might
yeah,
be
I
60,
would
40,
actually.
but it's not going to be like 90-10. So you're
so
going to
here's
lose a lot of money just that people who just PayPal it.
so here, take a look at this. Here's some Stripe stats so you can see what I'm talking about here. Is there going to be any sensitive data in Stripe? I don't think so. No personal data or any credit card. Yeah, okay.
No,
make sure I
that'll
don't show people's credit card.
If you click on subscribers or things like that, you might
No.
see names, but
okay.
or customers. Customers will show names, but yeah, the rest of it.
So if you look at this report, this is from January 1st to June 19th. So, this year to date here, 795 new customers, right? So, I don't know
on,
what's
that's January 1st, 2019, not 2020.
Oh yeah, so this is all time. Yeah. So this is since the Stripe account opened. So I mean, we could do
year to date if you want.
Do year to date. Okay, that'll give us a better. Okay.
Is this only Bulldog mindset?
Yeah.
It's not your other simple programmer stuff.
No, it's just Bulldog mindset. I have a different Stripe account for that.
There's
so
the Chihuahua mindset as well.
Yeah. Okay, so the spend per customer. This is the estimated revenue for all payments created with a customer divided by the total number of customers with payments. So this is not quite the LTV. This is like the current spend per customer, including customers that it hasn't calculated LTV.
So if you go lifetime instead of year to date, you might get a better number there.
Well, they have an LTV calculation here, right? So, but here's something.
No. I just want to see the spend per customer, maybe. Okay,
no. Look, LTV is right here, $301 per customer.
Yep, it's gone down over the similar period before that.
Yeah, it was $399 for that, but yeah, so my LTV is $301.32 per customer based on.
That's so weird. So what is spend like? If spend per customer is $100, how is LTV $300?
We went over this before. It's because the calculation
they buy more than once, more than one thing.
No. Well,
then the spend per customer should be appropriately.
No, there's a formula for LTV which involves a churn rate, right? So what you have to do is you have to divide the number of customers by the churn rate. So if you look up LTV formula.
I get it. I'm not going to dispute it. I'm just saying the metric that you're looking at, the spend per customer, might be the more accurate one to date. That's why if you look at lifetime or since you started, you might get a much more improved number than $104. So if you change
okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, so this comes to 130 per customer when you look at it that way, and then the LTV shows at 346. So, but let's do but the spend per customer is not calculating in. It's not taking the effect of the customers. Like if I have someone that signed up today with a $7 trial, right, but they're really going to spend $100 or $200 total, then this spend per customer is being negatively impacted by those people, right? Because it's literally just straight taking the revenue divided by the customers. So, but still, I could certainly spend. Huh?
That's the real lifetime value, though.
No, that's not the real lifetime value. This is the real lifetime value.
Okay, yeah.
You have to take into account churn rate because you don't know how long. Like churn rate tells you how long on average customers are gonna last, right? Like if you have 10 customers and they're each paying $10 a month, okay, and your churn rate is 10%, then the first month you're gonna make $100. Right. The second month you're going to make $90.
That's fine. It's fine. I get it. Yeah.
Okay. And so you just take a summation of all of that over time. It's probably a calculus summation problem, right? So
your spend per customer will keep going up over time.
Yes.
Probably maybe in 2 years' time you will hit where spend per customer will be the same as lifetime value.
Not necessarily. See, the problem is that it depends on what your growth rate is. If your growth rate is really high, then your spend per customer will
going to go down.
Yeah, it'll still stay down because you'll have more new customers, which will be
that haven't spent as much yet. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. But check out this. Trial conversion rate is 47%. So that's a pretty high.
That's really good.
Mean? So
that's people
anyone
that
who pays $7, 47% of them will pay 29 next time.
Yep.
Okay. So 50% retention.
Subscriber churn rate is about 7%. So
okay.
Yeah. So I mean, these are useful stats for, and you can see like subscriber retention by cohort here for like people that subscribe.
I mean, you already have these stats, so why shut off PayPal? Just take these stats as the gold standards and assume that PayPal has the same numbers.
Well, yeah, but you can't make that assumption 100%. There may be reasons why people use PayPal as opposed to Stripe,
but
right?
why your business for some metric that doesn't really do anything for you other than just...
That's a fair question. Just from the standpoint of, if let's say that the numbers in PayPal are that different, right? Does that really change the equation of what you're going to do?
I guess it doesn't really. I mean,
because then is it a useful number if it's not going to change what you're doing?
Yeah, I mean, unless I don't know if payment. Well, okay, so we can look at the difference, right? If I take the last year and look at just look at a yearly basis, payment type. Okay, PayPal, 46,000 in revenue, or is it? Yeah, 46,000 in revenue from PayPal. 87,000 in Stripe.
That's a pretty large chunk.
Yeah, it's a 2-to-1 ratio.
Yeah.
So 1/3 is PayPal, 2/3 is Stripe. So yeah, so Stripe data is probably pretty good, right? Yeah. It's going to be pretty accurate because it's going to reflect.
There's no use syncing it just for the sake of more data.
Yeah.
There's no use syncing 33% of your business for more data.
Yeah, I agree. Of course, what you don't know is if you took away PayPal, would a certain percentage of the PayPal people come to Stripe?
Yeah, but you'd still lose people.
You would still lose people, and I agree with you that he shouldn't, but the reasoning for me is mostly that, let's say 90% of the people who use PayPal could use Stripe. It's not really going to give him the hit, but it's not going to change. It's not going to change anything for him as far as, John, what you're doing, how you're approaching this, what the numbers are that you're acting on. It doesn't change your equation enough to risk, the other, 5% of revenue, right?
Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah, it probably makes sense to just have both. So, I mean, it simplifies some things, but yeah, it's probably not worth it. So, but the thing is, I can at the very least, right, that my customer acquisition costs, at the very worst can be the average customer value, right? Not the lifetime value, right? If let's say the lifetime value is $300 and the average customer value is $100, if I spend less than $100 to acquire a customer, it's absolutely guaranteed that it's profitable.
Right.
If I spend between 100 and 300, it's most likely profitable.
Yeah, but it's profitable over
a very long time.
A longer time period. Yeah.
If I spend less than $100 to acquire a customer, it's pretty much profitable immediately.
So yeah, there's so many ways to slice this or to think about this problem, because you have to question, okay, well, am I willing to spend money right now and basically throw money right now to get customers and hope that they will stick around for the long term? This is a long-term problem. There's not an easy solution for it on day 1 or day 7 or day 14 or day 21. There's something to be figured out over 6-month period or a year's period.
Well, see, I would want to acquire customers for basically when I did the math, the number I came up with was $50 per customer or less, because that is a good balance of, like, I know if I'm acquiring customers for $50 or less, that, well, I would do it all day long, right? So if you were selling me customers for $50, I'd pay $50 all day long, as much money as
This
I
is
have.
really difficult, by the way, just FYI, because a membership is usually, you can assume it's like 6x to 10x the perceived cost.
Right.
So when you're selling a $29 membership, people are actually perceiving it to be around $300 membership, $200 to $300 membership. So acquiring or $200, $300 product, that's the equivalent mental calculation someone goes through. So you're saying you want to acquire a $200 customer for $50. That's pretty hard to do in today's day and age with any traffic whatsoever.
To get someone for $50
when they're gonna buy a $200 product, yeah, especially at the low end.
I don't think so. I think $50 is a pretty easy number to hit.
I don't know, man. That's still, we're playing lower ticket here. $50. I mean, assuming $3-4 per click, you're pretty quickly coming down to $10 to $12, 10 to 12 clicks. If you really optimize, maybe 20 clicks.
I think you can get probably $1 a click. I think 50 clicks. So,
all right, I've got a sponsorship call in 5 minutes, so I'm going to throw my thought at you guys, and then I'm probably going to just jump off, and then you guys can keep talking if you want, or wrap up. That's fine too. But my thought is, this week I've kind of gotten overwhelmed with all the stuff I have to do, and I realized two things, and so I'm going to give two thoughts. One is that I had kind of sacrificed everything else to try and get all the other stuff done, and I'm probably going to wind up doing that to some degree over the next little while. But I realized that there were some things that I just couldn't sacrifice on anymore. One of them was my health, so I've been getting out and going for a walk or a run every day, and doing some of the other things, just because there's always going to be enough stuff for me to not be able to do that stuff. And the other thing I realized is that when I'm overwhelmed, if I just sit down, and this is way more practical, and list out all the things that I have to do. So usually what I wind up doing is I just get a Trello board and I just, create a column and just start brain dumping into it. Then I can kind of sort out the stuff that I need to do first, bubble it to the top, and then just go knock it out of the park. And what happens is I start working on that stuff. And before long, I have a pile of stuff that I've gotten done, and that helps as well. And then I guess a third thought along those lines is that if I'm not feeling motivated, I tend to pick like 3 or 4 little things that I know I can get done easily, because there's not as much mental resistance to it. And I'll go get those done first. And then I've got some momentum, and then I feel like I can tackle some of the bigger stuff because I'm already working on it, if that makes sense. So that's kind of where I've gotten to this week.
Let's see. Mine is 80/20. I'm rereading.
See you next week.
Yep. Take care. I'm rereading Perry Marshall's 80/20 marketing, sales and marketing, and it's just reminding me to look at things in the 80/20 real perspective again, because I stopped doing that, and so I'm just kind of looking at everything through that lens again, and and trying to figure out, especially like when I was looking at it with YouTube, I was like, what's really the 80/20 of YouTube videos? It's the title. The title is like the 20% that accounts for 80% of the views, right? You could say the title and the thumbnail, but yeah, so basically it's more than the video itself. And so I've been focusing on making sure that if it takes me 10 minutes to sit and think of the title, then that's fine. I'll take 10 minutes instead of 30 seconds to just make a title. But I've been looking at that for a lot of things now. So
I agree 100% on that one. The title should be one of the most important things in the video. Title and thumbnail, you couldn't spend enough time on it, really.
Yeah.
I was talking to Evan last week, Evan Carmichael, and he was saying that I was telling him, hey, I get around 30-40 leads per day from YouTube. I want to get it to 100. And and I was like, oh, you know, I should create this kind of video, that kind of. He's like, dude, if you're already getting 30 leads and you want to go to 100, you really don't need to do anything except that just change your thumbnails and titles and start aggressively testing those, because one of your videos is probably lagging just because you have really bad thumbnail or title. So all you need to do is test the heck out of your thumbnails and get the best performing thumbnail for your one of your highest grossing videos, and it could get to 1 million views. So that was very interesting. Like he showed me one of his videos, a Michael Jordan video. The initial title of that video was Top 10 Rules, Michael Jordan's Top 10 Rules. And the new title that they created, the thumbnail was, This is what Michael Jordan does every morning. The video literally went from like having 100,000 views in 3 years to getting 1 million views within the next 2 or 3 months.
Wow. Well, that's crazy. It must increase that click-through rate so much. He was already getting some traffic, because it's a curiosity now. People are like, okay, what does Michael Jordan do every morning? Whereas it's like, oh, Michael Jordan's top 10 tips or whatever. It's like, yeah, okay. Like some people are interested in that, but everyone wants to know, you know.
Yeah.
Well, look at the titles that I like in my last videos, like the ones that have been performing. So like my top videos, George Floyd, my controversial opinion, right? Sacrificing myself in all lowercase, right? I quit, I'm giving up. Alpha males do not kneel. Why women like alpha males. You know, President Trump and Biden agree on this one thing you should fear. The true test of your manhood, right? So like all of these, you know, I've been working on making titles that you're going to want to click. So
I think you, as a YouTuber, you should start with title. Every video should start with title, as in you should think of the title before you do anything else.
Well, so what I do is I think of the topic. Sometimes I do the title first, but I think of the topic and then I make the title after the video is
you might be surprised
done.
You might be surprised if you actually had the title and then you did the video might flow even cleaner.
Well, the reason why it's better to do the title at the end that I found is because if you do the title before you do the video, what ends up happening is that you're more likely to create a title that's descriptive of the video versus one that is just a good title, right? So for example, take that video I did, I'm sacrificing myself, right, in all lowercase. The reason why I came up with that title was because I did the video talking about, you know, the topic I was talking about, and then at the end I thought about, okay, what kind of possible title could I come up with that's going to be, you know, that's somewhat related to this, that's going to grab people, right? Whereas if I came up with the title ahead of time, I would have never come up with the title sacrificing myself, because it like the video that you would record for that is too broad. It doesn't, you know, you have to have the topic that you're going to talk about and then attach the title at the end. Is at least that's what I found with these. So otherwise you end up, your titles tend to be too descriptive of what the video is instead of being intriguing.
Yeah. Damn, I totally forgot my thoughts. I had it on my mind as soon as you started talking. Okay, I'll have to create another thought.
Yes.
I'm lost. Man, I had it so good. It was really important. I wanted to say that.
Did it have something to do with the 80-20 or the thumbnails?
80-20 rule? No, it wasn't. All right, well, here is my new thought for the week.
Okay.
Which is that marketing sometimes is just a pure repetition game more than anything else. We do a lot of work and we do a lot of calculations on that work, thinking that this worked or that worked or this worked or that worked. But the repetition game is not visible, but it is one of the most profound ones. It's like an underlying current that it's not visible, but it's like really powerful one. That's why the branding, like the branding based advertising that a lot of people talk about now, like letting people watch your videos and letting them watch your videos a number of times to finally get them to make the pitch. That really works because the repetition really kicks in and makes it all worth it. So those 7 repetitions for marketing, it's real.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean, that's like we were talking about earlier with the YouTube videos with me pitching the Bulldog Mindset membership. Pretty much every video now, it's all about that because people are like, oh, I keep on hearing about this membership. Maybe I should join it. So,
yeah.
Cool,
Cool, guys.
All right. See you next week.
Night.